Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. You're watching YouTube and Facebook channels of Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the lecture number 25 of Software Economics course. I was covering total quality management and the proactive risk management in my last video. Deming chain reaction is very popular process that is followed in the quality management. Deming reaction is if you focus on quality and you improve quality, automatically as a reaction, you are able to decrease the cost, you are able to have less rework, you are able to have efficient resources, able to cut down the extra cost of defective parts, you are able to have improved design, and on the top of that, your capability as a company, as an organization will improve. Once you have high capability, you are able to capture the market and you are able to reduce the prices because of high quality. And the rule of business is if you decrease the price, sale will increase. And once you have high sale, automatically your profit will increase and you are able to create more jobs and you will become the market leader and you will stay in the business. The best example of Deming chain reaction is the Samsung company. Samsung company owner name is Lee, and Lee was a dull boy. He was not a good student, and anyhow he is able to manage degree in economics from Japan, and then his father sent him to USA to get the masters in management sciences, but he failed to do that and he wasted the money and the time. Then his father called him to Korea to help him in the business. But unfortunately, father died and Lee has to take over the business. That time Samsung company has 34 products, 34 different products. And Lee was running from one office to another office for the next 5 years till 1993. That was the major breakthrough in his life and in the company, and he wants to have shift because he noticed his competitors like for example Philips, Toshiba, Hitachi and the other electronic companies, they are focusing on one or two products, whereas Samsung company was dealing with 34 different products. So he decided to shift the company instead of 34 products to focus on few products. So he called a meeting of all of his executives in his office and he said, forget about quantity, focus on quality. And our name, Samsung name, brand name, should be a guarantee of success, should be of high quality. His management asked him to take back his decision, but he stand by his decision and finally they have to agree because he was the owner. And he said, just pay attention to quality, not the quantity. And then Samsung introduced TV, and TV was a hit in the electronic market. And then Samsung installed a smartphone plant. In 1998, Samsung company introduced Samsung Galaxy, captured the market because that time Nokia was suffering and Samsung was entering in the mobile market. And in 2014, the net worth of the company was $350 billion. And he was the most influential guy according to the Forbes in 2014. He became the richest man in the Korea. And he was a man richer than the state. Technology was the Lee first pillar of success. Secondly, they have very strong R&D department and they hired highly skilled, highly qualified hardware and software engineers. And because of that, they never compromise on quality. You pick any product from Samsung, from packaging to size, you will be amazed by the quality. And that is the secret of his success. So that's the best example of Deming chain reaction. Now I move to from ISO to CMM. Software Engineering Institute has introduced many standards. CMMI is the supersede of CMM. Then they have People Capability Maturity Model, Software Acquisition Capability Maturity Model, System Engineering Capability Maturity Model, Integrated Product Development Capability Maturity Model. But CMMI is the most widely practiced now. Maturity concept, we have software process, standard methodology used in a company to analyze, design and implement the software system. And the capability of process, the range of expected results can be achieved by following a software process. Then you have performance. So what actual results achieved by implementing the software process. And maturity, how much you can control, you can manage, you can measure, and your process is effective in terms of successful software development, successful product. How you achieve that? When you apply standard methodologies, then Software Engineering Institute has introduced KPIs for different levels. CMM has 5 levels, level 1 to level 5. If you achieved ISO, you are at level 1. If you achieved ISO, you are at level 1. And then Software Engineering Institute has defined KPIs of level 2. KPIs stand for key process areas, and you estimate them through KPIs, key performance indicators. So for example, how much standard methodology is defined and practiced in software company? It's a KPI. The KPI, key performance indicator, how much you are able to save the time, cost, resources, effort, how much less errors, less defects, less testing, less maintenance. These all are KPIs, key performance indicators. So it will indicate that how much you are able to successfully implement the standard methodology in the company. So similarly, for each level, we have KPIs. Software Engineering Institute is the controlling body for the CMM. So if you want to start KPI of level 2, then you have to achieve them. Once you achieve them, you call Software Engineering Institute for audit, for inspection, and you have to make booking 1 year before the inspection. The experts, neutral experts will come to your site. They will stay in the software company for 1 to 2 weeks, and they will estimate, they will assess what you are practicing, you are documenting or not. If they are satisfied, they will give you the level 2, for example, and then you start KPIs of level 3. So in this way, level 5 is the highest level of the CMM. And there are almost 300 companies in the world who have achieved CMM level 5. In Pakistan, NetSol Technologies is the first company who achieved CMM level 5. And in India, there are 60 companies who are at level 5. In America, there are almost 100 companies, and so on. So this is some statistics about the CMM. CMM has levels, as I just discussed. The initial software process ad hoc, and there is chaos in the company. Repeatable, you try to implement the standard methodology and in terms to track the cost, schedule, functionality, and you try to repeat it. You try to practice it for the similar projects. And in the define, you have management and engineering activities to document them, to standardize them, and how much you are able to have tailored version that becomes the custom of the company to develop and manage the software projects. You have quantitative data for your product or your processes or the software, and software processes and products are quantitatively understood and controlled. And then optimizing, you continuously improve your processes from release by release, software by software. We have KPIs for level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. The common features of KPA: commitment to perform, ability to perform, activities performed, monitoring and verification in terms of reviews, in terms of audits. CMM ISO, they have different structure, but they have strong relation because objective is to have quality, to have continuous process improvement. And ISO defines minimum requirement for an acceptable quality system, in contrary to CMM, which wants high quality when you are at level 5. So CMMI capability maturity model integration is superseding the CMM. It has 6 levels. As I just discussed in my previous video, that ISO is achievable by using bribe or by using reference. So Software Engineering Institute has introduced level 0, that if you achieve ISO, you are at level 0, and level 1 has KPA. That means you have not started CMM, you have to achieve level 1 of the CMMI. So we have performed, we have managed, we have defined, we have quantitatively managed, and we have optimized. Proactive risk management is controlled through TQM like ISO and the CMM, and statistical software quality assurance techniques. For example, we use SPSS and Excel to perform different tests. For the regression analysis, chi-square, ANOVA are the most common that we use to have statistical software quality assurance. Regression is used to estimate the effect of one variable on the other variables. So we have one independent variable and we have the dependent variable. For example, if you increase the time, what is the effect on cost, effort, resources? If you increase the cost, what is the effect on the other variables? So in this way, you are trying to find the correlation between them. And we have chi-square. We have two variables to see if they are related or not, like time and cost, errors, testing and errors, testing and maintenance. Then you have ANOVA. ANOVA is used to reject the null hypothesis or accept the alternative hypothesis. Like you have null hypothesis, smoking causes cancer disease, whereas alternative, like smoking is not the only cause of cancer. Many other causes, for example, pollution, for example, lifestyle, for example, DNA. Risk management has 7 principles. Maintain a global perspective. View software risk within the context of system and the business problem. We think about it that this software risk will affect on the sale of the software or on our business in terms of return on investment. Take a forward-looking view. Think about the future risk before they strike to the project or before they hit. Encourage open communication in the team. So you should not have dictator or Hitler style. Give freedom of speech to your employees, your team, so they can report risk. As soon as a risk is reported, it must be integrated. So mostly we have risk register. So like attendance register, we have risk register. As soon as a risk is reported, it is registered. And then you have continuous process to plan it, monitor it, and implement the plan. Develop a shared product vision. All the stakeholders should on the same board, same vision in terms of risk identification or the risk assessment or the risk management. Encourage teamwork. It's not one person job. It's a teamwork. So talent, skills, knowledge of all stakeholders should be pooled in terms of risk identification, risk monitoring, risk assessment, risk management. So we have risk management paradigm. Identify a risk, analyze it, plan it, how to reduce the damage, track it, and implement the plan to control it. The best example of risk management paradigm is Stuxnet virus. This virus hit to Irani nuclear power plant and it damaged more than 2000 machines. So we have a PLC, programmable logic controller, which is used to control the industrial plants. Stuxnet takes the control from PLC and starts sending its own commands. PLC is used to start the machine, shut down the machine, increase the temperature, decrease the temperature, increase pressure, decrease pressure. So for example, if the machine, it's a rotary machine, like car engine is rotating in revolutions per minute, like 1000 revolutions per minute, 2000 revolutions per minute. So if we have frequency of the motors, if it can rotate at a frequency of 4000 or 5000 hertz, that is the unit of frequency, Stuxnet increases the frequency to 10,000, 20,000 till the machine is damaged. It caught fire or the parts will strike to each other and parts are physically damaged. It used 40 days of Windows operating system. It used Internet Explorer file. So we have DLL APIs in the Windows. It used Internet Explorer DLL file. It used print spooling function file. It used keyboard file. It used task manager file. So it penetrates inside the system and hides into the RAM. So if you scan the hard disk, you will not find it. Stuxnet takes the control from the DLL of actual PLC, actual Windows, and starts its own, initialize its own DLL to take the control, and the administrator will see a fake video of fake screen in terms of fake interface, in terms of temperature, pressure, speed. So for him, everything is normal. But actually, it's not normal. It increases the speed of the motor and the rotary machines to that stage that machine is physically damaged. And it damaged around 2000 machines. So Irani scientists, they identify the risk, they analyze it, they plan it, they track it, and they control it. So that was the best example of risk management paradigm. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.